Hello everyone. In this lecture, we'll see about Unified Modeling Language. We are going to cover the following points in this lecture. That is, why to build models, importance of modeling, principles of modeling, and introduction to object-oriented modeling. Modeling is the central part of all activities that lead up to the deployment of good software. Models are built to number one, communicate the desired structure and behavior of the system, better understand the system by exposing opportunities for simplification and reuse, visualize and control the architecture of the system, and manage the risk. Now we'll see about the importance of modeling. A model is simplification of reality. A model provides the blueprints of the system. A good model includes those elements that have broad effect and omits those minor elements that are relevant to the given level of abstraction. Every system may be described from different aspects using different models, and each model is therefore a semantically closed abstraction of the system. We build models so that we can better understand the system that we are developing. The four aims that we achieve through modeling. Number one, models help us to visualize a system as it is or as we want to be. Number two, models permit to specify the structure or behavior of a system. Models give a template that guides in constructing a system. And number four, models document the decision that we have made. We build models of complex systems because we cannot understand such a system in its entirety. Now we'll see principles of modeling. Number one, the choice of what models to create has a profound influence on how a problem is attacked and how a solution is shaped. The selection of right models will illuminate the development problems. The selection of wrong models will mislead, causing you to focus on irrelevant issues. When the system is built through the eyes of database developer, focus is on entity relationship diagram that push behavior into triggers and stored procedures. When a system is built through the eyes of a structured analyst, you will likely end up with models that are algorithmic centric with data flowing from process to process. If we build system through the eyes of an object-oriented developer, then you will end up with a system whose architecture is centered around a set of classes and the pattern of interaction that direct how those classes work together. Among all these approaches, the object-oriented view is more superior in crafting architectures even for systems that might have a large database or computational elements. The second principle, every model may be expressed at different levels of precision. An analyst or an end user will want to focus on issues of what is required, and the developer will want to focus on issues of how. Both these stakeholders will want to visualize a system at different levels of detail and different times. The third principle, the base models are connected to reality. In object-oriented systems, it is possible to connect all nearly independent views of a system into one semantic whole. The last one, no single model is sufficient. Every non-trivial system is best approached through a small set of nearly independent models. In object-oriented software systems, to understand the architecture of a system, several complementary and interlocking views are required. There are 5 views of a system. The first one, a use case view, which exposes the requirement of the system. The next is the design view, which captures the vocabulary of the problem space and solution space. A process view models the distribution of the system's processes and threads. An implementation view addresses the physical realization of the system. A deployment view focuses on system engineering issues. Together, these views represent the blueprint of software. Now we'll see about object-oriented modeling. In software, there are several ways to approach a model. The two most common ways are from algorithmic perspective and from an object-oriented perspective. The traditional view of software development takes an algorithmic perspective. In this approach, the main building block of all software is the procedure or function. This view leads developers to focus on issues of control and decomposition of larger algorithms into smaller ones. As requirements change and the system grows, systems built with an algorithmic focus turn out to be very hard to maintain. In an object-oriented approach, the main building block of all software systems is the object or class. An object is a thing drawn from the vocabulary of the problem space or solution space. A class is a description of a set of common objects. Every object has identity. That is, you can name it or otherwise distinguish it from other objects. Every object has also state and behavior. State means that there is some data associated with it, and behavior means you can do things to the objects and it can do things to other objects. For example, consider a simple three-tier architecture for a billing system involving a user interface, middleware, and a database. In the user interface, the objects are like buttons, menus, dialog boxes, etc. In the database, objects such as tables, triggers, etc. are present. And in the middle layer, you will find objects such as transactions and business rules. Visualizing, specifying, constructing, and documenting object-oriented systems is the purpose of Unified Modeling Language, that is UML. That's the end of this lecture. Thank you.